Hello once again. This is Bhagwan Bharat. Throughout your IPCM program, until you clear your mains, we will be with you for the next 1 year. And me, along with Azhar sir and our Vishnu sir, will be helping you in each and every problem you will be facing until your mains. Now, briefly, I will explain you how this program will be running for the next 1 year, so that you will be having a proper planning regarding it. Firstly, as you already know, we had divided this program into 4 phases basically. Phase 1, 2, 3 and 4. In phase 1, we will be covering those topics which are exclusive for mains. For example, like Indian society, disaster management, world history, post-independence, these sort of things. So, in this phase, you will be having exclusive mains tests only, mains answer writing. Next, in phase 2, you will be having the topics which are in common for both prelims and mains, like polity, economy, geography, etc. Now, in this phase, you will be having regular prelims tests and mains tests. And in phase 3, that is from January until your May 25th, the date of your prelims, you will be having exclusive prelims. Exclusive prelims called as VIJAYEBHAVA program. This year also, this is a very successful program. Out of 100 questions in prelims, we had directly or indirectly in our VIJAYEBHAVA program, 52 questions came out of. From those 100 questions, 52 questions were of our program. Now, in this VIJAYEBHAVA program, what happens are that we will be giving the micro syllabus of January to May, 5 months. In that micro syllabus, each and every detailed topic will be covered. Every day, you will be allotted 2 subjects. For example, take polity and history in the first month. So, that 1 month, polity and history will be divided each and every day. And at the end of the day, you will be having at around in the evening 5 to 5:30 p.m. you will be having 10 MCQs test. 5 questions from polity, 5 questions from history. Now, after completion of the test, you will be having an explanation class. Through that explanation classes, we will be doing a rapid revision sort of thing for those topics. So, in this scenario, your complete syllabus will be covered based in the form of MCQs, and also the best thing here is that all the PYQs will be covered, and also questions from CDS, CAPF, all the questions which are earlier reflected in the UPSC exam will be coming, and you won't be getting any sort of fear with respect to MCQ solving. By the end of this program, you will be having a complete knack of solving the MCQs. That is for clear. And in the phase 4, once you clear the prelims, from May, you will be taking a rest of around 2 days. From May 28th to August 28th, that is August 31st, the last day of your mains, you will be having an access to our mains test series, Magic of Mains 2025. Magic of Mains 2025. Right. So, whoever will be clearing the prelims, they will be getting access to our mains test series of 2025. So, in this way, we will be covering each and every aspect of your preparation until you clear your mains. Now, in this also, why you have to start, why this program will be helpful to you, or why one should take this program. Basically, the thing is that, the time between next year's mains, next year prelims and mains is very less, only 90 days. This year, when is the exam? Mains exam, September 20 to September 28. But next year, the exam is in August 22nd only, from August 22nd to August 31st. So, effectively, you will be having around 80 days to prepare. Now, in that 80 days, writing the answers or covering the main specific syllabus is an Herculean task. And in fact, it is, although I cannot say impossible, but it will be very, very difficult. So, in this scenario, whatever the things you will be doing now, it will be very much helpful at that place. And also, the most important time in our preparation, in your entire preparation, is the phase between the prelims and mains, right? Because just because of clearing prelims is of no use, right? Just because of clearing prelims, just we can tell to our neighbors or our relatives that we had cleared prelims. No use of that, and with that you might get as a chance of content developer in some institute or other. but no other utility to us. Only our mains marks will be getting us ranks. We will be deciding we will be inside the list or outside the list. It will be deciding whether we will be getting IAS or IPS, right? It will be deciding what cadre we will be getting. So mains marks are of such importance. So in this scenario, since from our last experiences, we had decided a program such that you will be all the problems as an aspirant will be facing in this phase. We have covered each and everything in detail. Now in this phase 1, we will be covering this society part, this all the main specific topics. Now, and in these topics, how it will be dealing is such that, for example, if you take society part, our questions will be such that all the PYQs themes will be covered. Okay, all the syllabus keywords will be covered. All the current issues related to the topics will be covered. So in this way, by writing this test and reading our material which we will be giving, you will be getting an holistic 100% advantage for that specific topic. Now see, in mains, for example, in GS1 society part, in GS2 governance part, and in GS3 disaster management or such, which are having exclusive importance for mains, they are relatively high scoring also. For example, in GS3 disaster management, internal security, you will be having very less to read, and return on investment is very high to them. So we won't be leaving those sort of things. Students will be generally thinking that reading them is relatively difficult, but we can surely guarantee that with the material we will be providing, and also this the test series will be, the answers you will be writing, for sure you can reflect it in your final exam, right? And also coming to GS1 specifically, since today one of our agenda is Indian society and social justice, in GS1 we are having 3 subtopics. What are those 3 in GS1? Yeah, GS1 history, geography and society, right? And GS1 carries 250 marks. And from the last 10 years, the division of marks between these 3 subjects is such that 75 marks, 75 marks, 75 marks. So all the 3 subjects will be covering 75 marks, 75 marks and 75 marks. So it amounts to around 225 marks. Now remaining 25 marks will be divided among the 3 subjects, or it will be allotted to every subject as of the pattern. Last year the 25 marks were completely allotted to geography. So from geography 100 marks had come. Similarly, in earlier times there were number of questions from society also. So in this way each subject is having equal weightage. Now history and geography we will be having some sort of idea because we will be learning them more in our prelims, right? But society will be relatively difficult in the sense we won't be concentrating more. But society part is relatively very much easier, which will be if we will be passing through the syllabus and the PYQ themes. Most of the questions will be repeated. I will be showing now how it is happening. Okay. So generally the weightage is 75 marks for each subject, and the remaining 25 marks will be distributed among themselves. Now what is the need? What is the need for you to do this is that for each and every syllabus keyword in the society part, or else for every syllabus point, you need to have a 2-page to 3-page notes, right? 2-page to 3-page notes. Now before writing the test, you will be making those notes and you will be giving the exam. After giving the exam, you will be evaluated. Now after evaluation, you will be coming to the mentor and you will be showing the paper. Once you will be showing your paper, the mentor will be explaining you the mistakes you had committed. Based on that mistakes, you will be getting some sort of feedback sheet. As per that feedback sheet, you will be getting all the mistakes you had written. Based on that feedback sheet, you will be improving for the next test. Then again in the next test, if you are repeating the same mistakes, that will be your biggest blunder, right? So by this, in the format of 4 to 5 tests, up to 4 to 5 tests, most of your mistakes will be covered. So that's why we had planned this in a scientific manner. And one more thing is that generally the improvement or the scope in the answer writing for an aspirant will be moving in an upward sloping curve. The thing is that the very first 50 to 100 answers which we will be writing in our life will be the worst ever answers, obvious. So, they will be the worst ever answers. So, up to first 50 answers, the answers will be the worst ever answers. After that, since you will be writing 2 to 3 tests, you will be evaluated, you will be getting some sort of feedback, you will be working on them. Initially, you won't be knowing how to write the intro, body, conclusion, how to break the dimensions and all, right? Once you will be learning this, your answers will be reaching below average stage, then average stage, then above average stage, then good stage, finally excellent stage. Our aim of this program is that until by May 25th, you have to reach this stage of good. Once you reach above average stage or good stage by the end of your prelims, for sure you will be in a very better position to reach to excellent phase by the end of your mains by August 31st, right? So that is the thing. But all this requires an sincere answer writing effort from yourself of about 3 to 4 months, right? Now the thing is that if we do not care about this now, what happens? We will be starting late. By the end of our exam, we will be ending up either in above average or good. This won't be fetching us good marks or else a final rank. So that's why whatever the mistakes we will be committing in our exams, that we will be committing now only. We will be making course corrections now only. Based on those improvements, we will be finally reaching our goal. Okay, that is the basic agenda of this. Now, one more thing is that before, already we had given you the schedule. Before starting of every, for example, if a subject, there is a weekend test on a subject. Now, in the starting of that week, we will be giving some sort of orientation session regarding that. Like how to read that subject, what are the various sources you can refer, and what are the various PYQ questions have been come under. And if based on that inputs, you will be reading. Now, based on those inputs, your preparation and those inputs, you will be writing the exam, you will be getting evaluated, and you will be making the improvements based on the feedback in the next test. This should happen in a cyclical manner. You will be getting a feedback sheet and a progress report for your entire preparation. Okay. So, how based on that analytics, you can get to know, okay, this is happening in my thing. But for sure, what we can guarantee is that if you follow this program diligently, you won't be feeling less confidence. For sure, you will become a confident person. Now, in this uncertain exam, generally we will be calling it as uncertain public service commission. So, in this uncertain exam, only our self-confidence will be helping us win this exam, right? So, for that self-confidence, we need rigorous practice and regular practice. Practicing writing initial test and leaving the other test is of no use. Yeah, we will be doing our part from ourselves by giving the quality questions, right? The questions are being made by some of the students who had written mains multiple times and those who had entered interview. They are having complete knack of the questions, how PYQs will be asked and how the questions are being framed. So, in this way, and also in the model answers also, we are giving such that after the, we won't be dumping the information just for the sake of it. Intro, body and conclusion, we are making such that whatever the content is practically possible. Practically you can retain it. And at the end of it, we are giving a thing called as extra mile. For every question, after the ending of conclusion, we are giving a separate box content called extra mile. In this extra mile, we will be giving the value addition. For each and, for example, there is communalism. In society part, there is a topic called communalism. You will be getting the intro, body, conclusion of it in the model answer based on the question, demand of the question. Now, at the end of it, you will be getting the extra mile regarding that. These are sort of value additions. So, in this value addition, you will be getting the details regarding data, judgments, committees, flowcharts or diagrams, etc. Right? And one more thing is that whoever will be subscribing to this course, they will be getting a free access to a program called Sarvashrestha. So, that is basically designed for students who are writing mains for this year, and it will also be helpful for the students who will be writing mains next year also. Now, what is the basic agenda of that program is that we had divided the complete GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 syllabus based on the syllabus keywords and PYQ themes into 400 topics. Now, for each topic, we will be providing a 10 to 12 minutes video. It will be, video length will be of 1 hour, and in it we will be covering 5 to 6 topics. Now, if you, for example, if you are going to read governance, there will be 3 to 4 videos regarding governance. You can watch those videos. So it will be, and in that the basic thing is that along with the normal content, we had already added this value additions. So you can use them as some sort of video support if you can. Okay. So by this, all the problems an aspirant will be facing, we are trying to solve using our test IPCM mentorship program. Okay. So this is the thing. Now coming to society part specifically, you will be getting these PDFs. Okay. This PDF of GS1, 2, 3, 4 will be including the subject-wise share and syllabus topic-wise share of each and every questions across the last 10 years from 2013 to 2023. See, for example, this is GS1 analysis, history part. Yeah, this is slot 2, society part. In this, for every syllabus keyword directly mentioned in the syllabus, we had given the questions of last 10 years. When you will be reading a question, for example, you will be reading a topic on regionalism. So, regionalism is a word directly mentioned in your syllabus. Now, how to make notes of that? Basically, that is important, right? Initially, you will be seeing what are the questions that had come from regionalism. See, regionalism. Do you agree that regionalism in India appears to be a consequence of rising cultural assertiveness? So, basically, he is asking whether regionalism in India is due to cultural differences, cultural assertiveness like language, religion. So, whether these are the factors which are affecting the regionalism in India or creating the regional differences in India. Similarly, what is the basis of regionalism? Is it that unequal distribution of benefits of developmental regional basis eventually promotes regionalism? Substantiate your answer. In the first question, what they had asked about regionalism, whether cultural factors are the reason for regionalism. Here now he is asking whether development deficit or economical reasons are the reason for regionalism. Again, growing feeling of regionalism is an important factor in the generation of a demand for a separate state. It is basically complex, this comprehensive question related to regionalism and its linkage with demand for separate state. So in this way, we had covered all the PYQs related to the each subject topic. Now, when you will be starting a topic like in society, you are going to communalism, regionalism, secularism, you will be seeing the PYQs and you will be reading your normal static content. Based on that, if you are able to solve these PYQs, you are able to generate points for these PYQs. You are in a very right track. Okay, and we will be covering these questions directly or indirectly in our exam. That is for sure. And we will be providing the model answers for that in a very lucid manner. Okay. Now, again in our syllabus also, how much marks does society carry in our mains? Minimum of 75 marks. Maximum of around 100 marks. Subject to the paper setter. So, this is of heavy importance. And GS1 is relatively scoring. We all know that sometimes GS4 scores are relatively very variable. And GS3 is relatively very less scoring. Now, GS1 and GS2 are the papers which we can score heavier. And since the last 5 to 6 years, if you can see the toppers marks, GS1 scores are relatively very consistent. So that's why society plays an important role in this, because geography and history most of the people will be writing. Generally students will be facing problems in the society part only. Okay. Now in this syllabus, if you see the syllabus of society, there will be two types of things. In the syllabus, there will be bullet points and broad points. Bullet points such that we have topics like regionalism, secularism. There won't be any sort of subtopics to these bullet points. If you can make 2 to 3 page notes for these topics will be sufficient. Similarly, for broad points, for example, salient features of Indian society. Here you will be having subtopics regarding this, like caste system, marriage system, family system, so under this head of broad points like silent features of Indian society, we will be having subtopics also. Here we need to make notes of these topics also. Now with this we will be covering all the PYQ themes and all the syllabus keywords, so that we will be having a comprehensive notes with us. We will be writing the test, we will be looking at the model answers, and if we are having any sort of value additions from extra mile, you will be adding those points in our notes also. By this you will be having a complete material for all the topics in the syllabus. Now once you clear the exam on May 25th, the prelims, so that you can directly jump into writing full length test. Need not waste a minute at all. After your prelims, you will be taking rest of around 2 to 3 days. Then since already you will be subscribed to the Magic of Mains test series, you will be directly jumping into the full length test. The 3 months phase between the prelims and mains is the most important phase in our life. That is the only phase which will be deciding our fate. Okay. So and for that, if we are reading any new topics at that time, will be problematic. So by the end of this phase 1 and phase 2, you will be having hold of maximum of mains topics. Along with notes, you will be written answers for every syllabus keyword, every PYQ theme, so that you can be ultimate confident. Okay. So this is our program plan basically. Now some things related to society and social justice part. The first topic in our syllabus related to society is that salient features of Indian society, diversity of India, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism and secularism. Obviously, what you will be reading about these topics? Secularism. What is secularism? For example, secularism. What is secularism? How secularism is being affected in India? So, comparison of Indian secularism with Western secularism. These are the various previous year questions, themes regarding secularism. You will be making your notes based on that. Similarly, regionalism. We had already seen. Now, what you will be reading about regionalism? What is regionalism? What are the various causes that are leading to regionalism? Now, what will be the various effects of regionalism? Whether it is completely negative or are there any sort of positive things? And way forward. How to handle the regionalism? Whether, for example, this 5th schedule, 6th schedule, any sort of giving autonomy to the states and all. So, you will be learning in the way forward. More than this content, you need not mug up anything, because most of your answers, you can tune it based on this information, right? Similarly, for communalism also, what max can they be asking related to communalism? See, does the impact of post-liberal economy on ethnic identity and communalism? Basically, this question you can handle if you can read about basic content about communalism and what are the causes of communalism, whether post-liberal economy, this post-1991 phase LPG reforms are the causes of communalism. Obviously, when you will be reading the causes of communalism, you will be learning it. Right. Communalism arises either due to power struggle or relative deprivation. Argue by giving suitable illustrations. He had given the two things that communalism happens due to power struggle or relative deprivation. Power struggle in the sense some sort of political reasons. Relative deprivation is that lack of development or inequalities. Obviously, when we will be reading about causes of communalism, we will be learning it. Right. So, question can be tuned differently, but the content you will be writing is the same. Okay. So, from the material wherever you are reading or from the material we will be giving, you can get that content. Now, based on that, you will be breaking the question, breaking the dimensions of the question and you will be writing. Okay. Yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, diversity of India. If a topic related to diversity of India, it says that how, whether diversity of India has changed from earlier times to this times. What is unity and diversity? Why diversity in India is growing, but in other countries it is not, it is in vain. Okay, these sort of questions. All these are previous year questions. Similarly, salient features of Indian society we had seen, like caste system. Why is caste identity in India both fluid and static? Here the benefit of the society is that if you will be making the notes and looking at the PYQs, most of the questions will be repeated. Because the same question on caste system. Why is caste identity in India both fluid and static? Similar question had come 3 times in the last 10 years. Just the framing of the question had changed. The thing is that whether caste system is changing or it is continuing in the same format. Okay, that is the thing. Similarly, marriage system. Do you think marriage as a sacrament is losing its value in the modern India? So changes in the marriage system and all, this joint family changing to nuclear family, rising divorces and all, these sort of things. Now these are the first topics related to society. Now next topic, population and associated issues. Now even in the population also, you will be having some specific themes, PYQ themes, such that women, interrelation between women knowledge development, women empowerment and population control, right? Women empowerment and population control, and also importance of population education and various measures taken by the government of India for population control. Since we are having a phase of demographic dividend, question can be asked on population issues, demographic dividend and population. Similarly, for poverty and development issues, here completely how poverty and development are interrelated. A single standalone question based on that. Next, urbanization problems and remedies. In the topic itself, it has mentioned what is urbanization, what are the various problems faced by the urbanization, and what are the remedies we can suggest, and what are the various measures government is taking. Effects of globalization on Indian society. This is the next topic. Basically, globalization, and in this globalization, he will be taking one topic under globalization, and he will be asking question relatively every year. For example, effect of globalization on Indian women, effect of globalization on PWD, effect of globalization on Indian marriage system, like this. See, for example, and one more theme which will be asked is that whether globalization had changed the Indian culture or Indian culture had changed the globalization, and it is called as globalization basically. See, for example, positive and negative effects of globalization on women in India. Next, are we losing our local identity for the global identity? The same question which has been asked also. Here, two questions are missing basically. How globalization has affected this PWD class, how globalization had affected the family system and all. Next topic is role of women and women's organization. How empowerment of women is needed, how empowerment, what are the various measures government has taken for the empowerment of women and associated issues. Now, in this we will be having interlinkage with GS2 part of social justice also. In that also when women issues can be asked. Okay. So, these are the different topics of society. Okay. And see, very restricted syllabus is there. You can complete it very easily. Just you need to make short notes, or relatively you can make some sort of large notes now. Based on your preparation, you can condense it later. Okay. And if possible, try to make use of soft notes also, Evernote or some sort of online notes, because you can make it easier. Okay, and you can add or delete any points if you know. Okay, these are the things with regard to society also. So 75 to 100 marks, we can keep it in our pocket. GS1 sources, we will be here. Any source as of now you had referred. Now I will be we will be providing some sort of very good notes. Actually, already we had made very good notes for this. Okay. Yeah, and no need of referring any sort of standard book. If you want some sort of extra information, you can, there are society NCRTs of 11th and 12th class, right? So, most of that content will be useful in our answers, but the material which we will be providing will be very much useful, that is for sure. Okay. Yeah, basic thing is that syllabus is our complete guide, and while we are going through the syllabus, we should keep in mind our PYQs. Our best friends for the next 1 year, be it prelims or mains, is syllabus and PYQs. 90% of even in prelims, it will be relatively, if in prelims it is relatively difficult to expect some questions, but in mains 95% of the questions will be based on PYQ themes only. Direct syllabus keywords and PYQ themes. And along with this, any sort of current affairs are there, we will be adding. For example, in secularism topic, there is a current affairs happening related to UCC, Uniform Civil Code. You will be getting content regarding that also, current affairs. So in this way, we can cover the specific topic in a comprehensive manner. And one more thing is that, please don't take burden anything. We will be covering small topics in detail. When small topics happens, by the end, all the whole complete syllabus will be done. Okay. Just 1% improvement in a day, or just a 0.5% improvement a day will add up to 100% by the end. Need not fear anything. And one more thing is that, please don't get tensed or feared if you cannot stick to our syllabus. Syllabus in the sense, stick to our plan, because it is obvious that humans will be making errors, and it is obvious that we are not robots, right? So there is chances that we can get some sort of health issues, we can get some sort of anxiety issues. So it is not exact 100% possible to follow the complete schedule. So in that case, there is flexibility in attempting exams also. Even if you are attempting in a later of 1 week or 10 days, it is not an issue. We will be evaluating, we will be reaching you. No issue in that. Okay. Yeah, basically we will be giving some sort of 3 10 markers and 3 15 markers, since it is the initial exam, and gradually, initially we will be having some small tests, then we will be having sectional tests, then we will be having full and test. I had shown you the slope, right? So those worst case will be should go in the next 1 month. Within 1 month, you will be reaching some sort of average stage. When you will be reaching that, it will be very much happy. And one more thing is that whether you had cleared prelims now or not, or whether you are starting your preparation now or not, all the students who will be writing the mains in next year should prepare for the mains now only. Because from January, we will be getting the fear of prelims. Obviously, we will be turning towards prelims. So only this is the phase we can completely think of mains without any time fear, right? Because once May 25th happens, we will be reading about the mains in some sort of tense situation, right? Because we will be in a hurry to complete the syllabus. We can't cover the topic in a comprehensive manner. Now, since we are having small targets, we can cover them in a comprehensive manner. Okay. And one more thing is that how we had planned these 4 phases are such that initially there is heavy focus on mains, complete mains phase. Now, with the time going up to May 25th, we are relatively decreasing the time for mains, and we are slowly increasing the time for prelims. Okay. So here there will be complete mains preparation. After 2 to 3 months, integrated prelims cum mains. After 2 more months, complete prelims. Once you clear the prelims, complete exhaustive work on mains, right? So this is required, because without proper planning, you will be in not a good direction. One more thing is that direction is the only thing which matters now. Speed is not at all an issue. If you are slowly reaching also, it is not an issue. But direction is important. If you are going in a wrong direction, it is very problematic. Our main motto of this program is to show you some sort of guidance and direction. Okay. And anytime all of you can reach us for mentorship and all. Okay. Thank you.